Welcome back to W.P.M with Magz, aka Wolf Pussy Monologues Podcast. Get ready for some shit and shenanigans from the CEO of the Unicorn Division, our leader of the Wolfden Pack, the maniac behind the mic, the one and only Magz. Broadcasting internationally from our lovely private studio in the city of Los Angeles. We thank each of our listeners around the globe for joining the shit show, and we sincerely hope you enjoyed today's episode.
Hey, yo, what up, what it is? How you feeling, how you living? Where the hell you been? Welcome to another episode of W.P.M with Magz, aka Wolf Pussy Monologues Podcast. I'm your host, Magz. As always, so glad to be back on the mic with all my Wolfpack friends. Hope you had a great week. Hope you're feeling all right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, we are in June. Yeah, I think this is going to be a janky June just because the shit we going to talk about janky as a motherfucker. Yeah, today we're going to talk about Sundown Towns. They're ugly. Not many people talk about them. But here in the Wolf Den, the topic has come up and damn it, we going to investigate. Yeah, dig what I'm saying? So, buckle up, buttercups. You know how we do. Light your shit, because, or whatever you do. Can you dig it? So, apparently, Sundown Town is a neighborhood that pretty much says all non-whites, because let's just put it out there. A lot of people assume that sundown towns are only exclusive to black people, and that's not the case. Sundown towns want all non-whites to get the hell out by sundown, a specific time. You dig me? They forced motherfuckers out before sunset, and they utilized whatever the fuck they wanted to utilize. Wasn't no calling the sheriff or the municipal to come help you. It was get the fuck on out. You dig what I'm saying? More detailed. Of course, the racial segregation. They were excluding non-whites from living, working, and even being present in the area after a certain time. Dig me? The exclusion was often forced through intimidation, harassment, and in a lot of cases, violence and threats of violence directed towards all non-whites. Craziness. They had sundown signs, instructing non-whites to leave by a certain time, sundown. Is rooted in a history of racial discrimination and white supremacy, particularly targeting African American. Example, Minden and Gardnerville, Nevada, which had ordinances requiring Native Americans to leave by 6:30 p.m. and numerous other towns across the United States. You dig me? That's some wild shit. We supposed to be free, right? Suppose is the operative word there. Because then, here's a clincher. While, of course, sundown ordinances have become quote-unquote illegal, the legacy of sundown towns continues to affect social dynamics in certain communities. Yeah. Translation, they're still doing the shit. So don't get caught in the wrong goddamn spot. Let's talk about some more. Let's dig deeper. Now, like I said, they say, this is illegal and you can't do it anymore, and people have stopped doing it. However, some communities continue to exhibit practices that could be considered what we call a modern form of a sundown town behavior, including implicit discrimination, that punk ass HOA that not helping you, that's more like watching you. You can't take out your trash. You can't pump your gas. You can't water your grass. You can't scratch your ass on your own damn property without somebody calling, making a complaint. Sound familiar? I mean, unequal treatment by law enforcement. So many people come across the wrong city and the wrong officer. And next thing you know what I'm saying? Okay, yeah, if you do wrong thing, bad things happen, right? But if you ain't doing nothing and you're just passing through, why are you now in jail waiting for a judge to set you loose? Because you done drove your ass through the wrong damn area. Happens all the damn time. No, didn't have no drugs in the car. No, car wasn't expired or stolen or nothing like that. But somehow, some way, you resisted motherfucking arrest. And here we go. You got a goddamn court date. Sounds familiar? Let's talk a little bit about where. Where is this happening? All over the world, but particularly, you know what I'm saying, in the states. We're going to talk about the states. Alabama. Coleman County, Alabama, did not allow black people by law from the 1890s to the 1950s. You understand me? Yes, 1950? 1950, for real? How long ago was that? 65 motherfucking years ago. 65 years ago, right? However, slavery ended when? Anywho, you know what I'm saying? Here comes the Civil Rights Act of 1968. There's somebody trying to fuck with. Yeah, that made it illegal to do all this shit. You know what I'm saying? But where there's a will, there's a way, right? We got Arizona. You know what I'm saying? Temp, Arizona. Home to Arizona State University was once considered a fucking sundown town. This changed early in the 1960s. 60s. Yeah. Temp, Arizona allowed black people to work but not reside in the town from its founding in 1871 until 90 years later. Wow. First black person. You know what I'm saying? Warren and Carol Livingston. First black people, excuse me. They're the first to buy property in 1965 in Tempe, Arizona. I'm so fucking done. I am so fucking done. For real, we gonna move on. Where else they doing the shit at? Where else it happened? Arkansas? Sure enough, Arkansas. How many letters we got in the alphabet? 26? I'm on A. Race war. May 2nd, 1904. In Bonanza, Arkansas. You know what I'm saying? Like, nearly all black residents between April 27 and May 7, 1904 were gone, expelled, vamoose, booted. Can you imagine? Okay, motherfucker, didn't we just march and maybe I could have sworn motherfucker signed a goddamn document said motherfucker free, equal. You know what I'm talking about? What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? Clay County, Arkansas. They forbade black people as late as 1945. For real? These are not ancient times, people. Not by a long shot. This is like, maybe like within a motherfucker's lifetime. You dig what I'm saying? You dig what I'm saying? Yeah, janky ass June. That's where we at with it. I mean, so many Arkansas cities. No Negroes, no non-whites out by sundown. Don't let us catch that sunset on the top of your head. All of that. 40 to 60 years ago. For real? Shit don't sound too free around here. Just don't. California, yay. Yes. It wasn't just the South, man. California, yay. Let me tell you about California. Motherfucking, we gonna go to Antioch, California, where they burned Chinatown and banned Chinese people after sunset. You know what I'm saying? 1876. Beverly Hills was planned as an all-white suburb, along with Culver City, Palos Verdes Estates, Tarzana, and others. Burbank, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, Culver City, Glendale, Hawthorne had a sign in 1930s that read, "Don't let the sun set on you in Hawthorne." You know who I'm addressing. Yeah, Hemet, Piedmont, Taft, I mean, all these cities were once sundown towns. And if you really think the vibe or the backbone structure, the ancestry is not reading that, sorry, but you're sadly freaking mistaken. Georgia. Check this out. Here's some shit that's gonna really fuck you up, okay? Forsyth County, Georgia, drove out its black population during a period of racial conflict in September 1912 that began in the Cumming area, okay? In 1987, a group of white residents gathered at an intersection to protest a civil rights march called the Walk for Brotherhood. According to the New York Times, the march was originally planned by a Forsyth County resident, Charles A. Blackburn, who said he had hoped to dispel the racist image of the county, which has no blacks amongst its population of about 38.5. That's interesting. Protesting. 87. Yeah. I mean, I just had to take a moment of silence real quick. Because, damn, 87. I was 7 years old. Yo. 7. And motherfuckers are still, okay, this what we doing. This what we doing. Let me reread that. You know what I'm saying? Let me read. 1987, a group of white residents gathered at an intersection to protest a civil rights march called the Walk for Brotherhood. Why would you protest that? 87. 80 motherfuckers 7. 1987. Look, check this out. Illinois. I mean, DeLand, Illinois. Cicero, Illinois. Anna, Illinois. Effingham, Illinois. You know what I'm saying? They had Sundown Towns in Effingham, Illinois, removed by 1960. Just 1960. That, like I said, that shit ain't that far away in the grand scheme of things. You know what I'm saying? That is absolutely wild. And then what better way to stop a group of people from being in your area but to stop their money and keep them unsafe? Boy, I tell you, motherfuckers just eval. And still to this day got that shit on their heart. So look, check this out. This episode on this janky ass June, okay, is to bring light to some of the bullshit, buffoonery and buffoonery that I think needs some light on it. Spotlights, hear ye. I don't think we need to put that at the back of the newspaper in the corner. You know what I'm saying? I think this shit need to be front page. 1987, you know what I'm saying? Look, Sundown motherfucking Towns. You find yourself, call yourself want to go cross country, and you in the car, and yeah, I strongly suggest you really research your route. You understand what I'm saying? Because you fuck around and find out, and then we'll be reading about you on Instagram like, damn, what the fuck happened to them? They just fucking disappeared. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Sundown Towns. You know what I'm talking about? This is how we starting off our janky June. Please tune in next week because, you know, we got this janky June still rolling. What we got on the board for next week? Let me check it out. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Next week on the board in the Wolf Den, we are going to talk about hidden murderers as we keep this janky June going. Please tune in. Y'all stay safe, stay out the way, stay out them streets. As always, love, peace, and hair grease. W.P.M with Magz. Out.